Hall of Famer Wade Boggs is our pregame guest. Wade, what are your impressions of Victory Field here in Indianapolis?
Well, the first impression is when I was in the minor leagues, we didn't have parks like this. This is absolutely gorgeous. I may not have made an error at third base in the minor leagues had I been able to field on something like this.
What are your thoughts when you think back to your playing career?
Total joy. That's it's when you want to do something in your life, starting at the age of 5, playing Little League, and that's the only thing that you want to do. You want to be a professional baseball player. You want to make it to the big leagues, and you're going through Little League and you're going through high school, and then have an opportunity to sign professionally, and then play 5.5 years in the minor leagues, and then get that call. And I got that call in 1982 in spring training, and Ralph Houck was my first manager, and just the pure joy of putting that uniform on each and every day. And I was fortunate enough to play till I was 41, so I had a lengthy career, and wouldn't trade it for anything.
I don't think there are too many other Hall of Famers who could have been taken in the Rule 5 draft when they were minor leagues like you. Everybody could have had a shot at you. Everybody.
And I kept hitting 300 in the minor leagues. And in 1981, I had a tremendous year and led the International League in hitting, and didn't get a call to the big leagues at the end of the season. And that in itself was probably the motivation that overall I really didn't need a lot of motivation, because I had a driving force within me. But that was to say, hey, I need to show them that I deserve to be in the big leagues. And I went to Puerto Rico and spent 3 months down in Puerto Rico in '81, and wound up being put on the 40-man roster, and then eventually making the club in spring training in 1982.
Pete Rose said he could have hit more home runs, but that was not his role. Did you have a similar approach and philosophy?
I was an inside-out guy. Charlie Lau, when I got drafted by the Red Sox in 1976, my father came down. I was playing an American Legion game, and he said, Boston just took you in the 7th round, and he says, you were born to hit in Boston, and which is true, because I was an inside-out guy, hit the ball to left field, and utilizing the wall like I did. It was one of those dreams come true that I could sit there and coincidentally, I just learned a while back that of all the players that have played in Fenway Park, I have the highest batting average. I beat Ted by 2 points, so I've got that claim to fame. But Fenway Park is such a terrific ballpark to hit in, and it suited me because all I had to do was inside out the ball and get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and utilize that wall.
Yankees, Red Sox playing this weekend. Last night a 3-2 game in 3 hours plus. Pace of the game always a battle when those two teams get together. What are your thoughts looking at that with regard to the new pitch clock?
I have to laugh at that because baseball is one of the unique sports that doesn't have a clock. Now they're trying to put a clock on it. Why don't we just have a 2-hour time limit, and whoever's ahead after 2 hours, we just call the game and say, okay, everybody gets to go home. That's the unique thing about baseball, is that it goes at its own pace, and because it's a thinking sport. It's a thinking sport. You have to dissect what the pitcher's throwing. The pitcher has to analyze how he wants to get a hitter out, and some guys don't think as quick as others. So it's a slow developing sport, but that's the uniqueness about baseball, is that guys can sit there. And it's a team sport made up of 9 individuals that when a guy steps into that batter's box, or a guy that toes the rubber, nobody can help you. You can't throw a block. You can't throw a pick. It's mano a mano. It's you against him, and that's the circumstances that make the game such a great game.
You had all those great years with the Red Sox. Then you go over to the Yankees, win a world championship. What was the transition like?
Very slow. Very slow. The first month, it was more of a warming up factor. The fans really didn't know how to treat me. I was coming from Boston, and they had booed me for 11 years, and now when I walked up to the plate in pinstripes, they didn't know whether to boo me or cheer for me. But after a month, I settled in, started hitting the way I did in Boston, and continued to do the things to help the ball club win. And basically, that's all we did in the 5 years that I was there, is win. And I was very proud of being on that ground floor of the transition to all those 5 world championships.
Wade, thank you for coming to Indianapolis and to Victory Field, and we congratulate you on all you achieved over the years.
Thanks, Howard. It's a pleasure to be here.
That's Hall of Famer Wade Boggs, and this is the Indianapolis Indians Broadcast Network.